Hello everyone, welcome back to English Understand Easy channel. Today I will talk about quantifiers. So let me share the screen with you and pull out the, where is it? Here, the subject. All right, here we are. Quantifiers. What are quantifiers? Let me play with it a little bit to make sure that it will be exactly identical to previous chapters. Quantifiers are words or phrases that show how much or how many of something there is. So they are used before nouns to give information about quantity. So before nouns and to give us information about quantity. That's why quantifiers. So what is quantity? Amount. And again, we have how much or how many. It depends what we're talking about. And that will tell us in a second. Sorry, we need this one. So they answer questions like how many books, which is countable noun. Book or books are countable noun. How much water? Water is uncountable noun. That's why there is how much water, and countable is how many books. Quantifiers are very important in everyday English because they help us speak more clearly and accurately. Clearly and accurately. What does it mean? More to the point, more to the exactly what we want to say. Quantifiers are words that describe quantity. We learned that already over here. They help us express number, amount, or degree in clear English communication. So what does it mean? So let's go to here. Quantifiers with countable nouns. Okay, I will put countable nouns into a different color. Let's say orange. Countable nouns are things we can count individually. Books, apples, students, living things or non-living things. We still can individually count the items. We use words such as many people, a few books, few is as well over here, several items, some items, a lot of bottles, for example. There is used also the word lots of. I don't really like the lots of. It's rather Americanism than English. And in this, it distinguished how you talk and who you talk to. So among, I would say, middle class and higher middle class, lots of disappears from their vocabulary. That I will explain another time. Examples about countable nouns are there are many students, a few friends, several oranges, some chairs, a lot of books. Quantifiers with uncountable nouns, I'll give them, let's say, this green color. Uncountable nouns cannot be counted individually. water, sugar, money, information. So these are uncountable nouns, but we can say a cup of water, a kilogram of sugar. Now, money is funny words because we say how much money, which applies to uncountable noun, but we can say how many coins or how many dollars, how many baht, how many crowns or pounds of money you have. And of course, information is not countable. When it comes to uncountable nouns, there is no plural. So that means there is no informations, sugars, waters, monies. Okay, and we use words such as much, a little, some, a lot of, plenty of. Some of the words can be used in both in countable and uncountable, but that I will talk about it a little bit later. Examples for uncountable nouns are we don't have much time. Add a little sugar. How much is little? There is some milk in the fridge. Some. What is some? So much in the bottle. She has a lot of experience. We cannot calculate experience. That's of course not. Quantifiers used with countable and uncountable nouns. These work with both types. Some, many, a lot of, enough, no. Okay, I will put it in separate column just to make you understand that some, any, a lot of, enough, and no are actually quantifiers for countable and uncountable noun. Here are examples. I need some rice. I need some apples. Apples are countable, rice is uncountable. Do you have any money? Could be, do you have some money? Do you have any pencils? Do you have some or enough pencils? We have enough food. We have no food. We have enough chairs. That's countable. So no is usually used mostly with uncountable. There is no water running through the hose. There is no gas at the gas station. There is no people at the bus stop. Rather, you would say there aren't any people at the bus stop. So you can say and play with quantifiers as much as you want. Basically, you can't be wrong as long as you write it properly grammatically. Then there is difference in meaning, like a few versus few. A few, some, enough. Few, almost none. So here is some example. I have a few friends. I have few friends. So this can be understood differently in different societies and different level of the society or friends in the school, for example, or at workplace. I have a few friends. I have few friends among the police. That's not necessarily negative, but you can say it this way and that way. A little versus little. Some, enough, almost none. So basically, what it says when it is without article, like over here, if it says few, it's almost none. Without article little, it's almost none. Same thing. That's what it says, what it means, the flexibility in um, in countable and uncountable nouns, quantifiers. You can't really go wrong. So here are examples. There is a little water left. There is a little water left. What's the difference? Pretty much nothing. Much versus many. Many are countable nouns and much uncountable nouns. That's very important. So let's go to many. I believe many were orange and much are green. Examples, how many books, how much money? We can say, how many dollars? I have $20, so you can count them. How much money? I have enough. Then we have common sentence patterns. So let's talk about, where does it come from? Okay. I don't like this number 6 over here. That makes no sense. So common sentence patterns. They are affirmative, negative, questions, and simple rule. Let's look at the simple rule first. Use many for things you can count. So you can count would be orange. Use much for things you cannot count. That would be green. Use some in positive sentences. So let's put it into, let's say brown. And use any in negative and questions. So these two, they don't look same, do they? Yes, they are. So I go back to affirmative. I have some apples. Negative would be I don't have many. And I will use the word apples as well as friend, as well, apples. So you can see the difference. I have some apples. I don't have many apples. So here we are using simple present tense. That's what makes it much easier. Then we have questions. Are there any students here? So are there any apples? Let's make it apples. On the table. So we are talking about apples. So affirmative about apples, some, negative, many, questions, any. Negative, we can also say any apples. Okay. Now we have affirmative, she drinks a lot of water. Negative, there isn't much milk. And questions, how much rice do we need? So when you look at these examples, I changed at least the first one for just for apples, so you would understand. But can we ask in negative? Can we talk in negative? I don't have any apples. Yes, that means I have 0. But I don't have many apples means I have some. I have some. And in question, are there any apples on the table? Are there enough apples on the table? Are there some apples on the table? As you can see, you can't really go wrong whichever way you use to talk about things. So quantifiers is not a big deal, but quantifiers are very important to work with when it comes to grammar. Everybody have a good day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.